Hi, I'm Rick Lasky. For today's Pride and Ownership Minutes, I'd like to take a moment and visit with you about Firehouse Survival. For years, we've taught programs. My good buddy John Salka created a program, Get Out Alive. We created a program, Saving Our Own. And we've taught firefighter safety survival for a long time. I'm not talking about those programs. I'm talking about Firehouse Survival, how to survive in the firehouse. You know, there's an article we did and a program I do called Firehouse Survival, Us versus Them. And what I'm talking about, you know who they are that I'm talking about, them. It's the firefighter that doesn't care. It's the firefighter there just to carry the pager or just there for a paycheck. The person that thinks it's a pain in the rear to give a third grade class a tour of their fire engine or show them their firehouse. It's a company officer that doesn't know the names of the people that work around them. It comes in and hides or just shows up when it's lunchtime or when there's a call. And it's the chief. It's the chief that's just kind of non-existent and would turn tail and run when the budgets get tough instead of staying there and fighting for their people. You know who I'm talking about, them. We could go on for a while about them. Well, there's three different ways to deal with that when it comes to Firehouse Survival. I've talked about this for years, and I call them the 3 P's to Firehouse Survival. Number one, the first P, is passion. It's about your passion. You never give up what you love to do. You never let anybody reach into your heart and steal that love you have for the fire service. When you allow that to happen, you're being weak. A good friend of mine, a mentor of mine, Chief Tom Freeman, told me that years ago. He says, Rick, I never took you for a weakling. And I said, it's because I'm not. He goes, no, you are. And I said, I'm not. And I said, you better explain. He says, I've never met a firefighter that will allow someone to break into their home, into their car, their truck, where they wouldn't want that bad guy arrested, prosecuted, and hung. Yet you let some mutt reach into your heart and steal your passion about this job. You don't ever let anybody take any of that passion, what you love to do to your heart. That's being weak. Passion is the foundation for everything, that love for the job. Number two, the second P is perseverance. You never give up the fight. You don't ever become insubordinate. Remember, all right, remember, you don't have to respect the person, you have to respect the rank. So you're never insubordinate. You know, don't allow anybody to push you into compromising your principles, giving up your integrity, all that stuff. Stay in there, fight the fight. Remember, is that the hill you want to die on? Pick your battles, you know, accordingly. But again, stay true to your principles and to your values. And the last one's probably the hardest. On top of it all is patience. And sometimes you just have to wait. You can't unhire them. You can't unelect them. You can't unpromote them. You can't, you know, any of that stuff. Sometimes you just got to wait it out. You got to wait for them to leave. You got to be, you know, a good friend of mine told me, you know, sometimes you got to worry about the things you can fix, not the things you can't. How true. Worry about the things you have control over, not the things you can't. Remember the 3 P's of surviving the firehouse? Remember that it's about serving those that we stepped up to serve, and you'll do just fine. I'm Rick Lasky, and those are your Pride and Ownership Minutes for today. Be safe.